What if I told you there are secret psychological triggers used by spies, con artists, CEOs, and even cult leaders that make people respect them instantly? Imagine unlocking the exact same power. The truth is, respect isn't about money, status, or looks. It's about pulling invisible levers in the human mind. There are hacks so powerful, they've been buried inside dark psychology manuals for decades. Today, I'll expose 7 of the strongest +1 bonus that will transform how people treat you forever. Once you hear them, you'll understand why some people command a room instantly, while others struggle to even be noticed. Hack 1. The alpha posture trick. Before you even open your mouth, your body announces who you are. Respect begins visually, and posture is your silent armor. People decide in seconds whether to take you seriously, and those judgments are rarely based on your words. The dark psychology of posture is simple. Those who own space are perceived as leaders. This doesn't mean puffing up your chest like a caricature of confidence. It means standing tall, shoulders relaxed, movements slow and deliberate. Fidgeting signals nervous energy. Crossing arms too tightly communicates defensiveness. Shuffling feet shows lack of grounding. Instead, plant your feet firmly, let your shoulders drop naturally, and expand your presence subtly. You don't need to be huge, you just need to be stable. Predators glide, leaders don't rush. When you move slowly and intentionally, people instinctively read it as power. Think about military commanders or CEOs. Their very stillness demands attention. But body language alone won't hold respect forever. Respect isn't just about how you look, it's about how you frame reality itself. And that's exactly what the next hack is about. Hack 2. The authority frame. People don't follow the smartest voice in the room. They follow the voice that sounds most certain. This is the psychology of framing. When you walk into a situation, there are multiple frames competing different perspectives, different realities. The one who controls the dominant frame gains respect. If you hesitate, question yourself, or soften your words, others will unconsciously downgrade your authority. Here's the dark psychology twist. You don't need to be right, you just need to sound certain. Instead of asking, "Should we try this idea?" you say, "Here's the best way forward." The shift from uncertainty to confidence reprograms how people view you. Framing works because humans crave stability. When you present yourself as unshakable, others subconsciously align with your certainty. But there's a trap. If you give too much of yourself, if you make yourself constantly available, people will devalue you. That's why the next hack is so powerful. It flips the script completely. Hack 3. The scarcity principle of attention. Nothing creates respect faster than scarcity. People value what feels rare, and they devalue what feels too available. If you're always eager, always ready, always saying yes, you become ordinary in their eyes. The scarcity principle of attention is simple: ration it. In dark psychology, your attention is currency. When you give it sparingly, people instinctively assign it more worth. Replying too quickly to messages? You look desperate. Laughing at every joke? You look like you're seeking approval. Instead, respond with measured timing. Offer smiles and validation selectively. Here's an example. When someone tries to dominate a conversation, don't compete. Let them speak. Let them drain their energy, then deliver one precise, powerful sentence. Your words will echo louder than theirs. Leaders don't rush to validate others. They create the frame that others seek validation from. By making your attention slightly scarce, you force others to work harder for it. And the harder they work, the more respect they subconsciously feel. But what if you could go beyond scarcity and make people unconsciously mirror you, falling into your rhythm without realizing it? That's where the next hack gets darker. Hack 4. The eye contact dominance hack. If there's one signal that instantly shifts how people perceive you, it's your eyes. Eye contact is primal. Throughout history, the strongest leaders, predators, and warriors used it to assert dominance without uttering a word. Humans are hardwired to respect those who can hold a steady gaze. But here's the truth. It's not about staring aggressively, it's about balance. If you lock eyes too long, you come off as threatening. Too little, and you look weak. The key is control. Dark psychology suggests using the 80 section rule. When listening, hold eye contact about 80% of the time. It shows attention, strength, and power. When speaking, maintain it for about 20%, breaking away occasionally to avoid intimidation. Think of predators in the wild. Lions don't nervously shift their gaze. They fixate calmly on their target. When you hold someone's gaze just 2 seconds longer than usual, they subconsciously sense authority. It communicates this message: I'm confident, I'm not afraid. Test it the next time someone tries to dominate a conversation. Lock your gaze calmly, keep your expression neutral, and let silence do its work. Most people will break eye contact first, and the one who looks away subconsciously lowers their position. But eye contact alone isn't enough. Respect is built not just on the eyes, but the way you carry your entire body. And that's where the next hack comes in. Hack 5. The mirror of subtle dominance. Mirroring is a classic psychological trick, copying someone's body language to build connection. But when it comes to respect, simple mirroring can backfire, making you look submissive. The dark psychology upgrade? Delayed mirroring. Instead of instantly copying someone, you subtly reflect their gestures, tone, or rhythm after a delay. Then, you introduce your own adjustment, a new pace, a new gesture. When they unconsciously follow, you've shifted from follower to leader. Why does this work? Because humans are wired for social synchronization. But when the synchronization starts to move on your terms, their brain registers respect. They follow your cues without even noticing. Think about negotiations, debates, or even casual conversations. If someone leans back, you wait, then lean back calmly. After a moment, you cross your legs deliberately. If they soon copy, you've won the dominance dance. Respect isn't about shouting or forcing, it's about subtle influence. But there's another layer to respect, one most people miss. Respect isn't only built through strength, it's built through authentic scars. And that brings us to Hack 6. Hack 6? The controlled vulnerability hack. It may sound counterintuitive, but showing selective vulnerability actually increases respect. Why? Because it makes your strength believable. People distrust those who appear flawless. They suspect arrogance or fakery. But when you reveal a controlled weakness, an old mistake, a past challenge, you humanize yourself while still standing strong. This creates what psychologists call calibrated self-disclosure. For example, a leader who says, "I failed at my first attempt, but I learned and built better systems," commands more respect than one who pretends they've never stumbled. Vulnerability makes resilience look authentic. The key is control. You don't spill secrets or expose raw wounds. You reveal only enough to highlight growth and toughness. Warriors with scars are respected not because they were untouched, but because they endured and survived. But sometimes, respect requires more than vulnerability. Sometimes, it requires projecting traits that border on fear, which is why Hack 7 is the most controversial of all. Hack 7. The Dark Triad Edge. Psychologists talk about the Dark Triad 3 traits often linked to manipulators, leaders, and even villains: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. While extreme versions are toxic, controlled doses can skyrocket respect. From narcissism, borrow self-assurance. Believe your voice deserves to be heard. Walk into a room with the quiet conviction that you matter. From Machiavellianism, borrow strategic thinking. Don't just react, anticipate. Always plan 3 moves ahead. People respect those who can't be easily outplayed. From psychopathy, borrow calm under pressure. When chaos erupts, stay composed. Nothing unnerves people more than someone who remains cool when others panic. These traits activate primal instincts in those around you. They don't just see you as confident. They sense danger in underestimating you. But here's the warning. Lean too far into these traits, and you'll shift from respected to feared, even hated. Use them like seasoning, not the whole meal. And yet, even these traits will crumble if you miss one final principle: the glue that locks respect in place permanently. Respect dies without boundaries. People will always test you, whether it's friends, colleagues, or strangers. If you let violations slide, you train them to disrespect you. The boundary principle is simple. When someone crosses the line, you enforce it calmly, consistently, and firmly. Not with anger, not with shouting, just with certainty. A calm statement like, "I don't allow that," carries more weight than 10 emotional arguments. Why? Because calm enforcement signals strength. It shows you don't need approval. You set the terms. Dark psychology reminds us that humans respect consequences. When you demonstrate boundaries, you shift the power dynamic permanently. People realize respect isn't free, it has to be earned. But all these hacks mean nothing if you don't weave them together into one unified presence. Let's close it out. Respect isn't a gift, and it's never handed to you. It's engineered through presence, psychology, and consistency. Every hack you've just learned is a lever that taps into the deepest layers of human instinct. Eye contact creates instant authority. Posture projects, silent strength. Framing bends reality in your favor, and the scarcity of your attention raises your value. Mirroring with subtle dominance makes others unconsciously follow your lead. Controlled vulnerability makes you feel authentic. The dark triad edge gives you an untouchable aura, and firm boundaries make respect permanent. When you weave these principles together, you stop asking for respect and you start commanding it. The fascinating part is that people won't even realize what's happening. They won't think, "Oh, you're using dark psychology tricks." Instead, they'll simply feel compelled to treat you differently without ever knowing why. And that's the real power. Not just making people respect you instantly, but making them respect you instinctively. If you found these insights valuable and want to keep unlocking more of the hidden side of human behavior, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a comment sharing which hack hit you the hardest, and support this channel so we can keep exploring the depths of dark psychology together.